بطبيعة الحال مادام مدينة كتكبر خص يكون عندي ظروف اللي هو يكون ايكيفالون للديفلوبمون اوربان. دونك حنا بالنسبة دابا للمرات مثلا لا تبرات فالي كاستي كاين دابا اللي كاستي فيهم
Globally, the development speed of cities is faster than ever before, expanding outward, developing upwards, and the temperature keeps rising. Urbanization has brought undeniable progress, but along with it, it has also left a dangerous legacy. The urban heat island effect, a phenomenon where the temperature in a city is significantly higher than that in the surrounding rural areas. This intensified high temperature is not only uncomfortable and fatal. Global warming has exacerbated extreme temperatures and has now become one of the greatest threats to urban public health. In urban areas, the accumulation of heat is not only due to sunlight, but also because vegetation is replaced by roads, buildings, and impermeable surfaces which absorb heat. What's the result? The number of shady areas decreases, the cooling effect weakens, and the thermal stress increases. During our research, we used electronic thermometers to measure temperatures in different spots. Though conditions varied, one thing was consistent. On average, the temperature under the shade was 18.5 degrees Celsius lower than under direct sun. That difference isn't just a number, it's the difference between risk and relief. Marrakesh, which has a population of nearly 1 million in central Morocco, its influence is obvious. This once garden city is now experiencing the disappearance of most of its green heritage. Urban expansion driven by tourism, housing and infrastructure demands has devoured the land that once provided natural relief. Nowadays, only 20% of the city's surface is covered by vegetation. More than 60% of the land is bare soil, exposed to the scorching sun, which releases heat back to the city every afternoon. Trees are not merely decorations, they cool the air through transpiration, releasing moisture and lowering the surrounding temperature. They block direct sunlight and keep the comfort under the branches and leaves. Urban vegetation is one of the most effective and sustainable means to resist high temperatures. Strategic tree planting at the right location and on the right scale can cool down the entire block, reduce energy consumption, and safeguard public health. With the development of Marrakesh, one problem has become urgent. Can this historic city adapt to and restore its green image to cope with a hotter future? This video explores that story. How plants, humble, rooted, often overlooked, are helping cool Marrakesh, and why protecting and restoring green space is no longer optional. It is a necessity. To understand this better, we visited some of the most representative green spaces in Marrakesh, from neighborhood parks and public squares, to shaded corridors and urban gardens. Through these places, we observe how nature quietly shapes daily life, protects public health, and offers relief in a warming city. In the heart of Marrakesh, where summer heat often scorches the red earth, green spaces offer more than just beauty. They provide shade, cooling, and a breath of relief, made possible by a diverse array of resilient plant species. The olive tree, deeply rooted in Moroccan culture and cuisine, is another common sight. Its small, silvery leaves reflect sunlight, reducing heat absorption, and its wide canopy provides steady shade to pedestrians below. Next, the pomegranate tree. Beyond its delicious fruit, this tree plays a subtle role in urban cooling. Its broad leaves intercept direct sunlight, and its seasonal flowering adds vibrant color to public gardens. Citrus trees are also widely planted. Not only do they perfume the air with their blossoms, they help lower ground temperatures by creating cool microclimates in courtyards and parks. We find tranquility under the weeping fig. With its graceful, drooping leaves and dense canopy, it offers reliable shelter from the midday sun. It is often chosen for plazas and institutional gardens. The orchid tree and Bauhinia variegata are prized for their spectacular flowers and shade-giving branches. These ornamental species add not only cooling but character, often marking seasonal change with bursts of pink and purple blooms. And finally, Jacaranda mimicifolia, a tall, ornamental tree known for its brilliant purple blooms. Its wide canopy offers generous shade, while in spring its blossoms turn streets and parks into rivers of color. More than just beautiful, the jacaranda cools the air and softens the harshness of urban stone. Together, these plants form a living system, cooling, shading, and soothing the city. Let's take a closer look at how Marrakesh's green spaces shape the daily lives of its residents. When we arrived at the parks, the morning had already begun. The sun was gently rising above Marrakesh, and the city's green spaces were already alive with movement. Joggers and walkers traversed familiar paths beneath leafy canopies, taking in the cool, shaded air before the heat of the day set in. The air feels noticeably fresher and cooler here, a stark contrast to the dry heat just outside the park. These moments of movement and stillness are not just habits, they are acts of adaptation. As the morning turns into midday, the parks transform. We find older residents resting in the shade, seeking relief from homes where temperatures rise sharply. Many houses here have no air conditioning. The afternoon heat indoors becomes unbearable, so people move outside into the green. Children chase bowls and laughter beneath the branches, their games protected by the soft shelter of leaves. Gardens are not just ornamental, they are essential playgrounds where shade and space meet. In the later hours, from afternoon until evening, families gather. They picnic, talk, share stories. Social life in many ways happens in the shadow of a tree. Even small businesses rely on green spaces. Vendors position their carts beneath the largest trees, where customers are more likely to linger. Shade here is not just comfort, it's economy. But not all shade is used equally. We observe that areas without thoughtful design, even with ample shade, are often empty. People are drawn not only to trees, but to places that feel safe, intentional, and welcoming. Some challenges persist. In many parks, motorcycles are allowed inside, creating noise, pollution, and danger, especially for children. And despite the need for cool spaces at night, some public parks close as early as 6 p.m., just when they're most needed. We spoke to many park users. Some shared that during the hottest weeks of summer, their families stay in the park until late at night, simply because it's cooler than home. Some even try to sleep outdoors, but they're forced to leave when parks close.
It's all full of green spaces.
Behind these stories are planning challenges. We interviewed a city official from the Department of Green Spaces who explained the delicate balance.
تفرض عليه مثلا في الميناجمون تاع لي كروب دو مثلا يديروا ياخذ الميناجمون يستخدموه داخل الاحياء يدير عمر
يعني في البلانين تكون
دونك دابا كاين جديد دابا اللي كينديروا كتفرض عليهم الحاجه لانه مثلا خصو يدير على السطح.
The government tries to place parks in neighborhoods with the most families and children, yet some people still live too far to reach them easily. Sometimes, when a park is renovated, adding new benches or paths, some residents push back. They worry that upgrades might attract people from other neighborhoods and make the park too crowded.
وهذا واحد الطفل يتكرر مع العقل انا قاعد نحاول ما امكن تخفيف التدريبات انه ما يكون في قانون كاين اللي غدا كاين الصبر شكون واحد كاين واحد كيدير لنا مثلا بالانفيرونمون راه ماشي غير الصبر عليه المرافق اللي كاينه اللي النظافه هذا الانفيرونمون وحنا كنحاولوا يكون واحد الكيليبر في هادشي كله رغم انه باقي المشكل ديال الناس دابا خاصة يكون عندنا هذا المشكل كتهرب مثلا واحد غير واحد البلاصه غادي كتبقاش فوكس على الانسان يعني واحد المشكل ديال
This tension between inclusion and exclusivity complicates the vision of equitable green access. We've seen how people use these spaces to exercise, to rest, to connect. We've measured the cooling effect of shade. We've listened to residents speak of their needs, and to planners speak of their hopes. Yet these spaces are not always enough. Access remains unequal. Some parks are too far, too exclusive, or close too early. Some are lost to development in the face of climate change. Green spaces must be treated not as luxuries, but as infrastructure, as essential as roads, power, and water. The future of Marrakesh will be shaped in the shade, not just by the trees we plant, but by how we protect them and how we share them.